Well, a bunch of trailers dropped this week that I've only now got the time to actually look at. So I'm going to do a bunch all in one and release these separately. First up, we are looking at Clayface. Now, this is, I'm not sure what to expect from this one. I thought the Batman was fantastic. It was certainly visually the most gorgeous looking live action Batman we've ever had, hands down. Um, and it gave a really strong character arc to a Batman who doesn't yet know everything, who doesn't yet have all the answers. I think that's something that's quite important for the character, in my opinion. I'm just going to move this because I've got a funny feeling it's picking up the sound of my thing here. Hopefully that's better. um, Now, Clayface, this is interesting because I'm not normally into the current run of giving villains their own centerpiece, or trying to make them more into uh, anti-heroes from certainly from characters who are so specifically intended to be villains, like Joker. There was no point really to Joker other than to massively muddy up any sense of where it could fit within any version of Batman storyline and backstory. Clayface is different. This, you can make a very good monster movie out of Clayface, which is a really cool idea. And wasn't it Feet of Clay, the Batman animated series episode, one of the best that the series produced, which introduced Clayface. Classic monster story, lovely tragic figure. So I'm hoping we're going to get that kind of a style of story with this one. But I think we're just going to get crack on and go. Oh, you're beat up, dude. Of course, he used to be pretty. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, I like that shot. Oh, the fucking mouth. Ugh. Okay. Nice tag. Oh, the mace with the hand. Oh, okay, so he's proper Clayface then, not just like um that was unnecessary. Oh God. Blech. Oh, cool. Oh, that's so gross. Yeah. So there've been three different Clayfaces. I think the first one in the comics could just change his face. That's all. His natural face was hideously mutilated, but he could change his face into, he could basically physically shift it into anything he wanted to look like. It was Clayface 2 who was the Muckman, like more closer to Sandman from the Spider-Man comics. And that's the version that was adapted or sort of combined in to into the animated series one, because it was Basil Karlo was the first Clayface. Then there was Hagen, something Hagen. Damn it, geek credits failing me. Um, I would go looking, but I've got two other reactions to shoot after this, so I don't really want to get bogged down in in digging through details. It was Mark Hagan was the one from the animated series who was also an actor. I don't think Clayface 2 was actually an actor either. Mark Hagan was originally just a criminal. Um, and then there was Clayface 3. He was the one who had to live inside a containment suit because his skin was corrosive, basically. um, yeah, that looks really cool. But I like that they are doing this amalgam character. So he is obviously actor, gets badly injured. There's this um, experimental process to restore his face, and obviously it leaves him a gooey monster. And we saw the shadow of the big hand club, which is that's a classic Clayface move. So they are going. He's going to become the big hulking monster man dude, which is going to be nice because one thing I'm not clear on is this tied the to the Batman's continuity, or is it tied to the DCU continuity? Let me know in the comments. I mean, I'll go looking after this, but sound off and tell me I've messed up, because I did think this is meant to be part of the DC. No, sorry, part of the Batman, um, which would be a very interesting thing to have in such a more grounded looking Gotham. Alternatively, I know also that sorry, my cat is rambling around in here. Um, I know that one of the things that James Gunn has said about the difficulty of bringing Batman into the DCU is he has to be quiet. He has to give there a reason for there to be Batman. You can't just do Batman for the sake of being Batman. You've got to justify, why does Gotham need Batman? What problems are there that only Batman can handle? What? You want to be on camera? What? Look, say hello. This is Ares, right there. He's a little dick, and he's very bad at being a cat. He took that personally. Um, yeah, so they want to make sure that there is justification for having Batman in the world, so that there's things that only Batman can handle. And I've said in previous videos that he's very angry at something. There's probably a neighborhood cat outside the window. I said in previous videos that Batman needs to be a necessity in Bruce Wayne's life, either because he's so damaged that he can't stop, that every time he tries to quit being Batman, fate somehow punishes him, or that there are threats that only Batman can handle. Now, I know this is if this is the DCU, this is a very superhero heavy world by comparison to other DC projects, at least certainly live action ones. Already, so you could say that maybe. So, okay, well, obviously Superman could take on Clayface. That's just a given. But I kind of hope that it would be interesting to establish a bunch of threats that normal cops can't handle, normal people can't go up against, before we get Batman. Not saying that Batman should be a response to specifically to existing supervillains, because he's already been debuted, even only briefly, in Creature Commandos. But I'm intrigued. It looks really stylish. There's just enough in there to give you an idea of what happened. Somewhat, I think it's probably. It looks like he was being held down, has his face cut open. So we're thinking, what? Loan shark, mob guys, something like that. Cut up his pretty little face, and then he gets the goop. So That's going to be an interesting one. Looking forward to that. What do you guys think? Clayface, yay or nay? Let me know what you think in the comments. Drop a like, subscribe. I'm going to move on to the next one. We'll make her out.